What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Wisco Madman coming at ya with another reaction video. If you guys haven't already, be sure to smash that like button down below, hit that sub, and flip them notifications over to all. And it reminded me that Dax has the remix with Darius Rucker I want to check out. Anyway, this is Dax to Be a Man remix featuring Darius Rucker, my boy Hootie. I done watched Darius Rucker since, I can't remember how long. Like, my dad can speak to this shit. Darius Rucker has been one of my favorite singers since I was little kid. Hootie and the Blowfish, man. He's fucking Hootie. Anyway, alright, let's jump up in it.
I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
Being a man is what you make it. You can't always live up to expectations. You try to please everybody while you struggle, so you fake it and end up out of balance, compromising situations. As a good man, do what he should, man. Give everything he has and do everything he could, man. You might find yourself feeling all alone inside a house you built that you don't recognize as home. And that's what my daddy told me, and I'll tell my son the same. Now that I'm older, I relate and I actually feel his pain. He never cried, he might have lied, but he did not complain. And he said, son, one day you'll have to do the same. I get emotional when I stop and think and I look around beyond the county lines of my small town. I think about all the men out there who feel like I do now, who are screaming on the inside but won't ever make
I
a
can't
sound.
hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. Don't give up, keep fighting. As a man, our sun is our horizon, and our father's actions play a role, and we end up like them. So they can't let us see them hurt, cause we'll embody what they do and start a generational curse. No wonder most men are so depressed, all the things that they can't express. They go to war, get thrown on the shelf, then go back to war with their mental health. Then grab that bottle and ask for help, try to pull themselves out of hell, then fall back down and then realize that they're gonna have to do it themselves. It's the circle of life. As a man you provide, they don't know what you're worth till the day that you die, and that's when they start crying. Then move on to a man to confide in. That's why we feel we can't hide ourselves. We can't hide ourselves. We don't expect you to understand. We just hope we can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and you don't care about what we know. It's not about how we feel, but what we provide inside that home. Inside that home. That home. It's not about how we feel, but what we provide inside that home. Inside that home.
Alright, so YouTube did finally right at the end pick the song up, so it's only a matter of time. I might get stopped right in the middle of the re-up, but first thing that I want to mention is a generational curse. Like, that might have went in one ear and out the other for a lot of people, right? But I think one of the biggest themes or most important things that was said, Dax said, a generational curse. And I think a lot of people don't keep themselves open-minded enough to really see how society over years and years and years and years actually works. I'm trying to pick a good... I'll try to pick one from a white perspective so people don't criticize me, right? And I'll just say, think of how generational racism works. And you got white people that their grandparents or their great-grandparents raised them with this same shit that they're saying around their kids and their grandkids. So their grandkids grow up to say the same type of shit constantly, time after time after time after time, right? So I took my side so I can say this next side to help people understand that if you open-minded enough to look at how shit happens throughout history and you truly pay attention to history, and this is why I'm against tearing down different monuments and renaming shit and deleting history in a way that, like, people are like, oh, that person did bad shit. Well, yeah, sure, they did. It's just like renaming Mount Evans because apparently, I think it was Governor Evans of Colorado owned slaves or some shit like that. Fucking retarded that we had to rename a mountain over that. Because now we're going to forget about that history. And we're bound to fucking repeat it if we don't learn from it. Yeah, absolutely, J.R. Nana. Every generation has its attributes. So this is the part where some people are going to get upset with me. But I'll use another example to play fairness, to try to give other perspectives, right? You look at people who may have ancestors that were slaves. And their mammy, their grandma, their whatever is telling them certain shit, right? Or whining and complaining about it around the kids, right? So then their grandkids and their kids' kids are constantly set with that narrative. And that causes them to then not only be hesitant or aggressive, or aggressive's the wrong word, hesitant or combative, I guess would be more of what I was looking for in that, towards police officers, towards white people, towards any stories that they heard, like they're going to be apprehensive against that shit, right? So it's all in the environments that we're raised in. And that's what we're talking about with this generational curse. So I digressed an awful lot in that one. But I just really feel like that's an important part of this song that was stated that might get washed over by a lot of people. See if I can try to remember the other things I was going to pick out on this. So Darius Rucker. One other thing. So I think I seen, and this is not a thing on Darius. I have another topic on Mr. Rucker after this. But so he was wearing, I believe he was wearing rattlesnake skin boots, which not a comment on him, right? Just a thought on the industry in general. And I find it funny when country singers wear rattlesnake skin boots, which I'm jealous as fuck. I'll be the first to admit it. I wish I had me some rattlesnake skin boots, right? But you know why I don't have rattlesnake skin boots? Any of y'all ever tried to shop for them motherfuckers? Real ones? Or crocodile skin? Or any of the fancier ones that aren't just straight leather? You know how much the motherfuckers cost? Like $600, $700, $800. There's a reason I ain't got them fucking boots, because I could buy damn near a whole computer with them fucking boots. Ostrich, dude. I have some leather ostrich texture. Like, it's not actual ostrich, but it's just the texture. Oh my god, those are so fucking baller. I had them for work. When work bought them for me one year with Justin's, I thought it was the coolest shit ever. Although it didn't look much like ostrich after a couple months of wearing them at work. But anyway, so That was one comment just on the industry, not so much Darius Rucker. Yeah, for real, dude. Ballin'. Anyway, so the other thing is, like, unfortunately, I think I know the answer to this, but I really hope that it's not the case that Darius ended up doing a song with Dax just because Dax finally signed to Columbia Records. I'd be willing to bet you that it might even be that Darius is signed to Columbia. I know Darius is signed, but I can't remember if it was Columbia or who it is. I'm sure it's a subsidiary of Sony, because everything's a subsidiary of Sony. But, yeah, dude, I think this was an absolute perfect matchup. I love it. I love Darius to death, dude. Like, one of my favorite all-time artists, probably. Growing up with Hootie and the Blowfish, like my dad showing me Hootie and the Blowfish, and going to Summerfest and seeing them for as long as I can remember, probably 2, 3, 4 years old, man. So we're looking back to like 1993, 4, and 5, that would be, because I was born in 91. So yeah, dude, I've been watching this motherfucker for a long time, long before he was ever like blasted all over the radio and shit. So anyway, yeah, we still got a replay. I had to remember where we was at. I sidetracked so much. But I did manage to remember everything I wanted to talk to in that closer. So, now, to stick to lyrics if I can.
I can't hide myself. I don't expect you to understand. I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home.
So with that being said, right off the bat, that's the opener. To be a man, it's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. And I know in modern times we have a few moments where we talk about men's mental health, but we most often do not. And for that reason, most of us keep our thoughts, our issues, our whatever to ourselves. Like, and I mean, shit, if you, as far as I'm concerned, like, when you identify as straight white male, it's even worse in today's world, because you're pretty much the most hated individual out there. And I just hope that mental health in general continues to be shared. Men's mental health would be nice, not for my benefit, but I think there's a lot of men that need to learn to be able to talk about their mental health, right? But mental health in general needs to be much more of a focus.
Being a man is what you make it. You can't always live up to expectations. You try to please everybody while you struggle, so you fake it and end up out of balance, compromising situations. As a good man, do what he should, man. Give everything he has and do everything he could, man. You might find yourself feeling all alone inside a house you built that you don't recognize as home.
I teared up the first time. Like, I could feel, you might not see it, but I can just feel the tears welling up. Each time that Darius does his verse, just... Dude, I've cried many a times to that man's voice. He has a way of singing and always such good lyrics to go with it. He hits home with a lot of the shit that he sings, man. He really does. And Elise, I agree to an extent. She says we need to normalize men being able to show their emotions just like women and children. And that's fine. That's definitely, I agree, more so than what we have now. But I feel like we're also losing a lot of masculinity benefits in today's world, especially within our military and stuff like that. So I would say within a balance, expressing your emotions, being able to be healthy about it, yes, 100%. But not losing some of the things, and you know, for lack of a better term, I'll just describe it this way. We don't all need to be beta males. We still have a need for alpha males in society. It's just, we're animals. What do you expect? You know? Yeah.
And that's what my daddy told me, and I'll tell my son the same. Now that I'm older, I relate and I actually feel his pain.
Hang on. I want to go back because I want to see, he's referencing what he just said, and I want it to all be wrapped together.
Give everything he has and do everything he could, man. You might find yourself feeling all alone inside a house you built that you don't recognize as home. And that's what my daddy told me, and I'll tell my son the same. Now that I'm older, I relate and I actually feel his pain. He never cried, he might have lied, but he did not complain. And he said, son, one day you'll have to do the same. I get emotional when I stop and think, and I look around beyond the county lines of my small town. I think about all the men out there who feel like I do now, who are screaming on the inside but won't ever make
I
a
can't
sound.
hide myself. I don't expect you to understand.
Yeah. I 100% at least, I felt that. And I won't say I got goosebumps, but yeah. By the end of that, if he'd have went any fucking longer with that damn verse, I'd have been bawling my eyes out. Darius just, he knows, he's got a way with words. He's got a way with words.
I just hope I can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and they don't care about what you know. It's not about how you feel, but what you provide inside that home. Don't give up, keep fighting. As a man, our sun is our horizon, and our father's actions play a role, and we end up like them. So they can't let us see them hurt, cause we'll embody what they do and start a generational curse. No wonder most men are so depressed, all the things that they can't express. They go to war, get thrown on the shelf, then go back to war with their mental health, then grab that bottle and ask for help.
They go to war, then get thrown on the shelf, and dude, I can't imagine. You know, there's a few times I looked at getting into the military, but I just cannot imagine going to war and coming back home after the 9 months and like trying to operate in society when you were just in a place where every second of every day you had to be on edge. You had to be watching for threats. You had to be It's just, it's a different way of, you know? And that's where the alcohol thing that he's talking about now. You know, grabbing a bottle, like, that's why these guys end up drowning themselves in a bottle or drowning themselves with, or taking drugs to forget it all. Like, the PTSD is fucking real, man.
Help, try to pull themselves out of hell, then fall back down and then realize that they're gonna have to do it themselves. It's the circle of life. As a man, you provide. That's why we feel we can't hide ourselves. We can't hide ourselves. We don't.
I do when that, you know, after just talking about the guys going to battle and everything, and then you have these firefighters, paramedics, police officers, like, these are all people that can't operate like the rest of the citizens. You know what I mean? They constantly have to be on edge. They constantly, like, the cortisol's up, the whole 9 yards, like, it's real, man. It's fucking real.
Expect you to understand. We just hope we can explain what it's like to be a man. It's a lonely road, and you don't care about what we know. It's not about how we feel, but what we provide inside that home. Inside that home. It's not about how we feel, but what we provide inside that home. Inside that
I love this collab. I mean, that's all I can really say is I absolutely love this collab. I love the topic of this song. Dax is covering a lot of good topics for people everywhere. Depression, alcoholism, you know, being a man, speaking on all the struggles that he has, that he can share with everybody else that may be having similar struggles. I love it, man. I really do. Huge shout out to Dax. Been checking him out since almost the start of my channel 2 years ago. And I've watched him grow. Even before I had this channel, I was listening to Dax. And it's so fucking cool that you got to do a collab with Darius, man. That is so fucking cool. Like, it might not mean as much to everybody else, but that's huge for me. I think it was a perfect fucking collab. And Darius, man. Fucking making me cry on your goddamn verse, man. Making me cry on that shit. I don't know, it's your voice, your vocal tone, your lyricism, just the way you deliver, like, fuck. But I absolutely do love it. I absolutely do love it. And I wish you would have done more Hootie and the Blowfish shit, man. I really do. But you probably won't even see this anyway, so. But shit, I can put Time on repeat. Hold Your Hand, all that shit, man. Like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. If you guys like that reaction video, please be sure to smash that like button down below. Thank you guys for commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Be sure to check out the artist page down in the description below, as well as my socials. It's in the Linktree link down below as well. Appreciate y'all being here. I really do. And we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.